Drake, the icon, the biggest star out of Toronto, maybe the biggest star in the world to some people. What are you doing, homeboy? Stay tuned for my thoughts and what's been going on with homeboy Drake, the man of the six.
Drake? The nigga that got bodied by Pusha T? The nigga that hiding his kid from the world, but his world wanna hide from the kid? Aubrey Graham in a wheelchair? Drake?
Yes!
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to another episode of Nufftingz Speaks with your host, Nufftingz. So as you can see, as you could hear, I want to talk about Drake and what's been going on with homeboy Drake. So before you all start going, don't talk about Drake. Listen, man, I'm a Toronto cat. Well, I live in the suburbs now. But bro, you know, when you're out in the GTA, the greater Toronto area, you know all about Drake, right? Even more than you Americans that are listening to this or people from other countries, you know. We know a lot about the man behind the name. You know, what's his name again? Audrey, whatever. You know what I'm saying? We know all about, what's his name on Degrassi? Jimmy. We know all about that guy. You know what I'm saying? So let me give you my thoughts of what's been going on with this homeboy. So lately, homeboy Drake has been doing some weird stuff, man. For a grown man, I'm wondering to my damn self, like, bruh, you good? Bruh, you good? Like, you know, not if you aight, because, bro, I'm disappointed in homeboy. Now, mind you, everyone's going to be like, oh, he doesn't care, you're a nobody. You're damn right I'm a nobody compared to Drake, just like the rest of you. But I'm also not going to sit there and suck him off either and not talk the real stuff, because a lot of y'all sit there and pretend like, yo, homeboy ain't doing some crazy stuff. Okay, so let's break it down. So I see that he's doing this little thing now where he's, you know, talking to chicks and all that. And I'm sitting there like, okay, number one, what is he doing? Like, the fact that you, as a grown man, how old is he now? Like, he's like, what, 39, 38, 40 years old? You a grown man, you middle-aged. What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, I see him talking to these whack females. You know what I'm saying? I even saw when Lena, whatever her name is, Lena the Plug, Adam 22's female that's been getting raw dogged by Jason Love, and you sitting there taking a hall pass from her. I wouldn't even have let that girl near me, bro. Like, stop it, man. Like, come on. Now, let's be real here. For a man of your stature, your success, your fame, your money, you should be well beyond this. But yo, you keep digging a hole of making yourself look like a complete moron that has no sense and got no home training. Like, you are the epitome of no home training. Like, real talks. Like, come on, stop it. Yo, like, I remember one time TK Kirkland said on a Vlad TV interview that a lot of these kids never got told to get away from the grown folks table. You know what I'm saying? You know, and you that kind of kid, bro, you was never told to move, step off grown folks is talking. Now you a grown folk and listen how you talking. Like, okay, I'm from Toronto too. I've been living in the GTA my whole life. I don't talk like these guys where they're like, or these people like, yo fam, tutu's my word. Yo, you're a Gerber. I don't talk like that. I do not talk like that. That's after my generation, but I don't talk like that at all, right? I don't even hear people talk like that when I walk down the street. You hardly hear that. But homeboy is there talking to these females, talking like that. One chick asked him, she goes, hey, what would you do if you didn't have any money and went on a date? And he's like, yo, we'll go to Jack Astor's and then we're going to like slide on the bill, or you're going to warm up the car and I'm going to run and not pay the bill. Okay. Number one, there's a lot of ningbats out there that are going to hear that and be like, yo, Drake would, run on the bill. We got to do it. Bruh. You know, like, you're supposed to be a positive influence on people, but of course you just make yourself look like an idiot and childish. Now, if you were 20, I'd understand it, but you a grown man with a son. You know what I'm saying? And oh, let's go on to the son part. You see what his baby mama said? That she makes, what, 700 grand a month or a year off of this dude, and that she only hooked up with him for the baby, and she's married her love of her life and all that. Dude, the fact that she came out of her face and just said that makes you look so bad. Like, bro, come on. Man, I wish I had 700 grand to give my kids like that. You know what I'm saying? I wish, but bro, the one thing, ain't nobody dogging me like that. You know what I'm saying? You could dog me online. I'm probably going to get comments where, yo, you're a clown, you're a goof, whatever. Say whatever you want, but you're not saying that to my face. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying I'm a bad dude, but dude, like, y'all defend this guy so hard. The man doesn't care about the dot. He don't care about Toronto. He's a comedian, bro. He's a comic, bro. He loves the States. He's not about it, man. You see, man, the people that don't get big are the ones that would rep Canada to the fullest. You see me, I would rep Canada hard. I would rep Toronto hard. This is why I ain't getting nowhere. You know what I'm saying? I'm also not a PDF either. And you seem, that's where, like, when you're one of those, you seem to get way more love in this world. It's like, damn, like, let's be, doing some crap like that. And everyone's on your side. Everybody, you get big when you do stuff like that. It's craziness, right? I'm not saying this for speculation. Watch some of those Chris Hansen videos where he's talking to that dude, that YouTuber, that dude who looks like Fat Albert, and see how he was acting, how he's carrying on, how he's not ashamed of anything. And yet he's not in jail. You know what I'm saying? Because what? He got fame, he got a little money, he's lucky, whatever, bro. A lot of us don't have that kind of luck or that kind of, protection. I don't know what's protecting homeboy. I don't know what's protecting Drake either. Look, man, when Drake was a young dude, right? When he was Audrey, I remember, because remember, we're on the same age. I'm a little bit older. I remember the homegirls used to tell me about, Jimmy from Degrassi, and how they would be at the club downtown, and he'd be trying to holler at all the girls, and these girls weren't even looking at him twice. And they would be like, how he would come there with his mixtape and beg people to listen and all that. But you know what? A lot of dudes are doing that back then. You know what I'm saying? A lot of guys were out there trying to sell their merch. Like, I knew a couple guys that would put bandanas on their Timbs, on their lugs, and they would sell the merch, and they would come with their CD, $10, you buy a CD, whatever, right? So a lot of these dudes are trying to make money that way. They were trying to become big, right? Drake broke through, right? Now, what's the story on Drake too and how he broke through? Didn't this guy get a $30,000 grant from the bank? And he was then able to get build a studio. And also, this whole started from the bottom stuff. Does anybody not realize that Drake had money? Like, Drake's mom lived in like one of the richest parts of Toronto. He had an outdoor pool. He had money. And wasn't his dad like some big, not big, but he was a musician down in Memphis? Like, do y'all know the story on this guy? Now, anyways, moving on. We're not going to get into all that. So when he was doing the stuff at the club, a lot of people used to tell me, and used to talk about, him. It wasn't like how it is now. People talked about him though. Like, how when he was on Degrassi, how he was an ass. He treated everybody like crap, and how he would, disrespect the extras and try to holler at the extras, and when they wouldn't talk to him, he would start saying stuff like, I'm gonna be big one day, I'm gonna be a rapper. And then they'd look at him like, okay buddy, calm down, go away. And it's like, look, I'm not saying the man didn't get success. Good for him, bro. All the power to you. But you were a bad representation of Toronto mans. You know what I'm saying? The way how you handled Kendrick, the way how you just, ooh, bro, like, you couldn't see, this could not be one of the hard mans out here. Because if Kendrick and, like, for instance, me, if I was in Drake's position right? And I saw Kendrick in a club, I'd have slapped him. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna slap him. You know, I got my homies with me, he got his homies. There'd have been some problems. You know what I'm saying? Like, there'd have been a fight. You know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't be beefing with Kendrick anyways, because I'd try to be cool with this man and make some music. You know what I mean? But if there was no way around the beef, someone's getting slapped. You know what I mean? Like, there is, like, bro, I'd have slapped Rick Ross. You know, back in my younger years, even in my 30s, yo, I had to slap people for stupidness. You know what I'm saying? But we grew up and we're cool. So he's grown up and cool now, right? But even before, like when he was beefing with Joe Budden, you know, Joe Budden released those diss tracks on him. He didn't say a word, and those tracks were hard. Like, we're talking like, yo, Joe Budden was just taking straight dookies on homeboy. And he didn't even respond. He didn't even say, yow. You know, like, after that diss track, I'd have caught him in the club. like real shit. I would have caught him in the club. I just swore, I apologize. I'd have caught him in the club for real. But, you know, this is what I'm saying. Yo, homeboy is scared, bro. Hiding behind whatever the hell he's hiding behind. And who was the other one that he had beef with? Oh my God, I can't remember his name right now. I'm getting old. Pusha T. Love me Pusha T. Even though I keep forgetting his name. You know what it is? I always get his name mixed up with Plies. And that other one. P Rain. I always get it mixed up with P Rain, Plies. But Pusha T. Beefing with homeboy. Now, Pusha T a gangster. Straight up. I wouldn't be messing with Pusha T. Like, if I caught him in the club, I'd probably slap him too if we were beefing. But you wouldn't be hearing from me anymore. You know what I'm saying? I'd have to rethink that one. But like I said, I wouldn't be beefing with Pusha T. I'd have made music. You know what I'm saying? Like, Pusha T, Joe Budden, I would have made music with them. Kendrick, I would have made music with him. Like, this is what I don't understand. Like, homeboy, you know, he keeps backing out of beef. And then he'll put like little subliminals in his music. And it's like, bro, you're not face to face with these guys saying nothing. You're just doing that in music, like little subliminals and all that. And it's like, bro, stop it. Anyways, going back to him, like when he was on Degrassi, like when he was on Degrassi, nobody cared about this dude. You know, no one was like drooling for him like how they are now. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, look, man, Drake, you D's, you got jacked. You put on some size. Good for you, bro. You got some muscle to you now. You know, I'm happy for you, man. You look healthy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you're putting that money in good places. But, bro, come on. Like, you know, you a grown man, and you're on this stupid thing trying to holler at these girls. You know what I'm saying? Yo, you should be making that money and being a dad. You know what I'm saying? I'm not telling you how to be a dad, man. Do your thing. But yo, make this money and be a dad. And stop talking like you a 19-year-old Toronto dude, man. You a grown man. You what, 40 years old, bro? How old is Drake now? Let me check this out on my other phone, bro. Drake. What's this guy's name? Drake's age. So Drake is 39 years old. Dude was born October 24th, 1986. Damn, his birthday's coming up. Happy birthday, Drake. Anyways, look, I'm going to go back to what I said. Homeboy needs to grow up. And, you know, there's so much better representation of Toronto than him. God's Jamaican came out. Than him. The dude needs to chill. I remember when he would go to Jamaica, and apparently he got into something with Movado, and, you know, it's like, bruh, you know, like, what are you doing? Like, you need to chill, man. And I like how when Vibes came out here, and people are like, yo, he only came out here because of Drake. Look here, man. Drake probably sped up the process, but everybody knows Vibes Cartel is the king of dancehall. Once he got out of jail, he was going to appear in Toronto, the most multicultural place in the world. There's a lot of Jamaicans out here, you know what I'm saying? And like when Vibes had the concert, You know how much people were at this concert that were putting up videos and I knew these people? I'm like, yo, these guys went. Oh, I should have went. But like, I actually didn't even know the concert was going on. Like, I totally forgot because I was busy. But look, back to what I'm saying. Drake. Love Drake. Love his music. I don't love him, actually. I'm going to change that. Love his music. I love the fact that he pushed through where Americans laughed at us. Like, for years, we had artists that we thought were going to reach the pinnacles of the States. Who was it? Maestro. We all thought Maestro was going to be that guy at one point. He never did it. Cardinal Official. We all thought he was going to be it too. There was so many of them that were lyrically fucking good and could not make it. And then Drake makes it. I feel like Drake should have done a little bit more and brought up some of them Toronto rappers. We got Mississauga rappers that are just brutal. Like, these guys will just destroy you. Like, we have Mississauga rappers that remind me of Cannabis. You know what I'm saying? They remind me of, guys that'll just spit rhymes all day. Like, they'll rhyme your whole body, every follicle on your body, bro. And, you'd figure Drake would bring these guys up and put them on his music and, bring up some of these no-name guys that, they're big out here, but not big out there. Like what Eminem did, what 50 Cent did, like, stuff like that. But who has he brought up? I haven't seen him bring up anybody worth a damn. The man is strictly to himself and does not care about Toronto. Oh yeah, he's an ambassador for the Raptors. He was a basketball fanboy. I'm surprised he wasn't a groupie. Like, he acted like he was that girl just waiting for everyone to leave so she can appear at your hotel door. You know what I'm saying? Like, the way he was carrying on all that fame and you a basketball fanboy. And then he beefed with DeMar DeRozan and all that. Like, bruh, like, the way how Canada has just turned a blind eye to his stupidity. Like, this guy could do anything wrong, like anything wrong, and everyone would be like, no, it's okay, it's Drake, it's okay, he didn't do anything. Like, how many times I'm seeing people just glaze this guy? They're on, the comment section, they're like, oh, I love him, he doesn't have to have money, I would love him anyways. And it's like, stop lying. You love him because of the money. You love him because of the money. Stop your nonsense. Like, people will say anything. Like, bro, he is not a good he doesn't represent T dot. He doesn't represent Toronto. There's so many better people that would show you what Toronto's all about. You know what I'm saying? Like, right now we got, I don't know if he's still here, but we had Neon out here. And homeboy went to Ridgeway Plaza. Dude, why would you go to Ridgeway Plaza? Like, dude, nobody goes to Ridgeway Plaza, bro. Like, why would you go to a ghetto spot? You could have went to Square One. I don't know if he went to Square One, but he was so eager to go to Ridgeway. And it's like, bro, like, dude, come on, man. I don't even know what to say, man. Like, there's just so much Toronto. Like, look, man, I talk to Americans all the time. When I'm on Xbox Live, I talk to Americans. I talk to Europeans, like I talk to Irish people. I've talked to so many cultures, and every single one of them has nothing positive to say about Canada, has nothing positive to say about Toronto. They'll ask me, they'll be like, yo, man, they talk bad about Drake and they talk bad about Trudeau. It's like, there's no culture that looks at us in a positive way. It's like we're the whipping boys of the world. And it's like, dude, why? And it's like, I'll be talking to them and they're like, yo, is Drake like your savior? Is Trudeau like your savior? I'm like, ain't nobody rate them out here. Anyone with any brains ain't rating Drake. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, his music is good. You know what I'm saying? Like he makes some songs and you know, he'd be like, yeah. But you know what's funny? I haven't heard a Drake song in years. And it's not like I sit there sometimes and start humming that in my head or something. Or like, yeah, I don't do that. I'll do that with some other stuff, other music. I'll bump some Tupac. You know, I'll be singing some Pac while I'm making eggs. You know, I'll do some Biggie. I'll do some Wu-Tang. I will go and sing some like Chris Brown. I'll sing some Neo. You know, I will go into that, bro. But Drake, man, Drake. You know how Soulja Boy said it? Drake, like, bro, nah, bro. Like, I've been ranting for 20 minutes, and I apologize it's this long. But look, I hope Homeboy grows up because, you know, as a man around his age, you know, I don't know how you can talk to a 20-year-old at my age now. And like I said, I'm like 3 years older than Drake, right? That means that we were in high school around the same time. You know what I'm saying? If I talk to a 20-year-old now, I want to run headfirst into a brick wall. You know those walls at schools, those hard walls? Headfirst, bro, like Juggernaut. You know what I'm saying? Just run boof right into that. Because, bro, I cannot talk to these girls, man. I cannot talk to these dudes. I don't talk to dudes anyways. But I can't talk to these girls. There's nothing relatable. You know what I'm saying? I can't say a word. I mean, you're not talking to them for that anyways. But at the end of the day, they're not stimulating your brain, like, at all. Like, you're not talking about anything sensible. You're talking nothing but foolishness. And he is out there trying to consume 20-year-olds. And it's like, dude, stop, man. Like, how do you talk to them? That's why he had that really funky Toronto slang. Bro, we knew how nerdy you were before, and now you a nerd with money and trying to act hard. You know, you were never a gangster. Like, what was that song that that tune that he did with Rick Ross? And he's like, was never a thug, but kept my ears to the streets, or some line he said like that. And you know what? That's the realest thing I've ever heard him say, because that's what he did. He was not a gangster. He was not out doing the gangster stuff. He wasn't out there slanging rock. He wasn't doing anything. But he knew to keep his ears to the street and hang out with the right people to make it seem like he was one of those guys. And then he grew up, made money, and is still trying to portray that. And he's failing at it. Like, dude, just stop, bro. You're better off just having a rocking chair and knitting some boots, bro, because you're not that dude. Stop trying, bro. Like, and this is the problem with these guys, man. They try so hard to be something that they're not. Just be yourself, bro. You a nerd. Just be a nerd, man. Play some video games like the rest of us. You know what I'm saying? You know, you've always tried to be a thug, even in your younger years. And now in your older years, trying to be a thug too. Chill out, bro. Anyways, that's my rant on Drake and his nonsense. If you have anything to say, say it. If it's cool, I'll respond. If it's not, I'll respond. But, you know, try to keep it civil. I know some of y'all are going to take a dookie on me, but I might respond, I might not. Anyways, I'll see you next video.